In the first video, we have discussed, I explained you the basics of serial communication and the specifications of RS-232 standards and how the connection takes place between the 8051 and the RS-232 standard. So in this video, I will be explaining the serial port programming in assembly and the C. Okay, right. So now we'll see here. So before writing the program, we'll see what are the things we need to do before that. Okay, right. So here first we need to set the baud rate. So what is meant by baud rate? So usually to measure the speed of communication, we use the unit baud. It indicates the number of bits per second that are transmitted over the data channel. So that baud rate can be any value, it depends upon the devices. So some of the baud rates, standard baud rates we use is 4800, 9600, so like so on. So here the one condition when we are serially transmitting the data between the devices, the baud rate of PC and the 8051 must match to transfer the data without any error. So that we need to take care. So here 8051, the baud rate of 8051 is programmable and that can be done using the timer 1. Right. So now first, before calculating the baud rate, we need to set the frequency. So usually we know that to find out the machine cycle frequency, we divide the crystal frequency by 12. So we get the machine cycle, that is 921.6 kilohertz. Again, that is divided by 32, that is by UART, that is universal asynchronous receiver transmitter, and that will give the frequency 28,800 hertz. And this frequency is used by the timer 1 to set the baud rate. So in the next slide, we will be seeing how to set the baud rate using timer 1. So here we will be concentrating on timer 1 mode 2. That is mode 2 is 8-bit auto reload timer. So whatever the value will be calculated using timer 1 mode 2, that value should be loaded into TH1, and the working of this 8-bit auto reload mode 2 programming in the timer videos. Okay, so now we'll see an example how to find out the what value should be loaded into TH register, that is timer register, to get the required baud rate. So this baud rate depends upon the crystal the value to be loaded into TH1 depends upon the crystal frequency as well as the required baud rate. So we will be calculating the value to be loaded into TH for 9600, 2400 and 1200, right? So we have formula to find out it is very easy, and we have a formula that is TH1 is equal to 256. As we know, our timer 1 mode 2 programming is 8-bit. So that's why it is 256 minus of system frequency by 12 into 32 as we discussed in the earlier slide, and that is divided by the baud rate. So in this example, the crystal frequency we are taking it is 11.059 megahertz, and that is divided by 12 into 32, and again that is divided by baud rate. So final formula can be 256 minus 28,800 divided by baud rate. Just we need to substitute the baud rate, required baud rate. So for 9,600 we get the value 256 minus 3, it is 253, and the hexadecimal equivalent value is FDH. So this value will be loaded into TH1 to get the baud rate of 9,600. So next for the baud rate 2,400 we get 244 in decimal, and in hexadecimal it is F3H. And for the 1,200 we get 232 in decimal and E8H in hexadecimal. So the formula will be same, just we need to put the required baud rate. So in other way also we can calculate this value to be loaded into TH. That is, it is just very simple. We have the 28, the frequency provided to timer is 28,800. If we divide that by the 9,600 we get 3, and that is considered as a minus 3. So either we can load TH to minus 3 or the X or 2's complement number FD. So any method can be followed. Okay, right? So now to program the to transmit the data serially, we will be using two register, means two register special function register, which will, the role is very important in that. So those two registers are SBUF register and the SCON register. So here first SBUF register, like what is the function of SBUF register? So it is a single 8-bit register. So if any byte of data to be transmitted via TXD line, first it must be placed in the SBUF register. So similarly, if any data is received, that must be placed in the SBUF register. So we can say if the data to be transmitted or it is received, that must be placed in the SBUF register, and this can be accessed like any other register. So for example, now we can see move SBUF comma hash H. So here the hexadecimal value of H will be stored in SBUF register. So the hexadecimal value for the H, it is a 8-bit value. So similarly, here the contents of accumulator move SBUF comma A is nothing but the contents of accumulator can be stored in SBUF. In the other way also we can do, that is the contents of SBUF can be placed in E, right? So next is this SCON register, that is serial control register. So this is again, it is an 8-bit register and it is a bit addressable also, and this register is used to program the start bit, stop bit and the data framing. So in the first video we have seen, in the asynchronous transmission always the ASCII character is appended between the start bit and the stop bit, right? So here the bits of SCON registers are, we have SM0, SM1, SM2, REN, TB8, RB8, TI and RI. So these four are interrupt flags and these four are related to timer. Okay. So here this SM0 and SM1 are used to specify which type of or which mode of transmission is taking place, whether it is a serial mode 0, serial mode 1, serial mode 2 or serial mode 3. So this serial mode or the mode of transmission tells how many number of bits per character, how many start bits and how many stop bits. Okay. Now here we will see this is SM0 and SM1. If both the bits are 0, 0, it indicates that it is serial mode 0. If it is 0, 1, then it indicates it is serial mode 1, 8-bit data, 1 start bit and 1 stop bit. So in our discussion we will be concentrating on only serial mode 1. So we left these other modes. Okay, right. So the next pin is SM2. It enables the multi-processing capability. Anyhow, we are not using multiprocessor, so we'll make in all our calculation we'll make SM2 is 0. So next pin we have receive enable. So if 8051 will receive the data only if this signal is 1, and same the receiver is disabled by making REN is equal to 0. So this bit is also important in programming the transmission. Next we have a transfer bit 8 and receive bit 8. So these two are used in serial mode 2. So we will not discuss these two things, and we will assume that TB8 is equal to 0 and RB8 is equal to 0 in all our calculation. And next, these two are very important here. That is transmit interrupt and the receive interrupt. So because in serial transmission we transmit 1 by data bit by bit, and there we need to know the DT and the DC should send the handshaking signals that the data is received completely, our data is available, or this is ready for the other transmission, right? So for that purpose these two flags will be useful, right? So that is when our 8051 raises this flag when it finishes the transfer of 8-bit character. Means whenever it finishes the transfer of 8-bit character, it will assert this interrupt. Means it indicates that it is ready to transfer other byte, and it is raised at the beginning of the stop bit, and we have seen the data framing in the first video. So similarly now when 8051 raises this RI flag, it indicates that a byte has been received and should be picked up before it lost. And this one it is raised halfway through the stop bit. Okay, so that is about SBUF register and the SCON register. Next in this slide we will be seeing what are the steps we need to follow to write the program so that we can transmit the data serially. So first step is we need to load the T mode register. That is T mode register means timer mode register, which we discussed in the timers video. So here the T mode register will be loading with the value 20H always, because we know that we are concentrating on only we are using timer 1 in mode 2 to set the baud rate. So always in all the programs we will be loading T mode register with 20H. So that we know T mode register actually it is 8-bit register. So here these 4 bits are these 4 bits are reserved for these 4 bits are reserved for timer 0 and these 4 bits are reserved for timer 1. So when with this one, then these bits will be 0, 0, 0 0, and here we need to use the timer, that is we are setting it is 0, and mode 2, that is it is 1 and this one is 0, so we get the value is 20H. So this is how we set the T mode value. So next we need to load the TH1 to set the desired baud rate for the serial data transfer, that is we have calculated here. This we can load these values or we can load these values. Next we need to load SCON register with the value 50H. So now as I told earlier, always we consider this serial mode 1 where it represents 8-bit data, 1 start bit and 1 stop bit. So this bit will be 0 1, correct? Yes, this bit will be 0 1. And next this is unused, so we are making this one is 0, and these two are also unused, so these two are also making 0, and these two are like variable in the process of executing, and this bit should be 1 because if this is 1 it enables the receiver, so we get the 50H. Okay, next we need to start the timer 1, so that is setting the bit TR1, and next we need to clear this TI flag. We have seen TI is actually it is a transmit interrupt flag. So if you want to receive the next byte, so that time this interrupt flag should be 0. So we need to clear this TI using clear TI instruction. Next thing is we need to write a character to be sent into the SBUF register. So as I told earlier, if any data wants to send or to receive, that character must be placed in SBUF. So after SBUF we need to check the transfer interrupt flag to find out whether all the bits are received or not. And next we need to go back to step 5 to repeat the character transmission. Okay, so the programs are very simple, just we need to go through this step by step, and the instructions are always same. So first thing is, we know that the first thing we need to load the T mode value. So that is, so okay, first question is, now what we have to do is write an 8051 assembly language program to transfer letter C serially at 9600 baud rate continuously. Okay, so first thing is we need to load the T mode register by 20H, which indicates it is a timer 1 and mode 2. And next here they are asking to transmit the data at the baud rate of 9600, and for the 9600 we get the data is FD, this one. Okay, so if the baud rate is different, and then this value also will be different. And next SCON register is loaded with 50H. Then we need to start the timer by setting the bit TR1. And next we need to place the character which is to be transmitted. So here the character which is to be transmitted is C, and that we are placing into SBUF. Means here the ASCII value of the C will be stored in SBUF. The ASCII value of C is 43. So the meaning of this instruction means SBUF will be having 43H. Okay, that 43H is the ASCII value of the C. Next we need to monitor the TI flag to see that whether all the bits are transmitted successfully or not. So that for that we are using jump if no bit TI comma here, means this instruction will be repeated until the TI will be 1. Once the TI becomes 1, this will come out of the loop. And next, this instruction is compulsory because if you want to transmit the next character or if you want to transmit the C character repetitively, that time this TI should be 0. So that's why we are making clear TI. Next, we need to, like you can see here, the question is continuously, means repeatedly we are transmitting the letter C. So for that we are going back to this step. Okay, right? So this is about the how we program the 8051 to transmit the character serially at the baud rate of 9600. So next, same thing we'll see here, that is write a program for the 8051 to transfer yes, that is here a string we are considering, serially at 9600 baud rate, 8-bit data, 1 stop bit, and this we need to do it continuously. So here 8-bit data, 1 stop bit, 1 start bit is nothing but it is serial mode 1. Okay, so here in the earlier case we had only 1 character to transmit. So but here we have 3 characters to be transmitted, and we know that only 1 character can be transmitted at a time, right? So now always to transmit any character, these 3 instructions are compulsory. That is placing the character in the SBUF and checking the TI flag and then clearing the TI, right? So that's why that one will be using in the subroutine, because here we have 3 characters and 3 times we have to do this instruction, so it is better to use the subroutine. Okay, so the first earlier procedure is same. First T mode is loaded with 20H and then TH1 is loaded with -3, or what we can do, we can load it with even FDH also. Both are same. Because when you write here -3, automatically the 8051 will take the 2's complement of -3. And next the serial control register is loading with 50H value. Then we are starting the timer by setting the bit TR1. So the first letter needs to be transmitted is A, that we are placing in accumulator. And then we are calling the subroutine where the transmission takes place. So here the actually when the move A comma hash Y instruction is executed, the hexadecimal value of Y will be placed in A, and the same value will be placed in SBUF register, and then we are monitoring the transmit interrupt flag, and once it become 1, we come out of the loop and again we clear the TIs to transmit the next character, and then the last instruction always in the subroutine is written. When this instruction is executed, again the control will go back to main program, and that is in main program the next character needs to be transmitted is E. That is again E is placed in accumulator, calling the subroutine and doing the same procedure, and again this one. So like this, any number of the strings can be transmitted serially. So this is about transmitting the data. And now here we will see how to receive the character bytes serially. Okay, here one, yes, that's it. How to receive the character bytes serially. So here all the steps are same, only the one step is different, that is we need to monitor the receive interrupt flag, that is R I, right? So and next then we need to do here. T mode is loaded with 20H, TH1 is loaded to set the baud rate, SCON register is value 50H, then timer is started, then we are clearing the RI instruction to tell that it is ready to receive the byte, and then we are monitoring the RI bit, and then we are moving the byte which is present in SBUF to some other place, and then we repeat these things if we are receiving many characters. So now we'll see the example program, that is write a program for the 8051 to receive bytes of data serially and put them in P1 and then set the baud rate at 4800 8-bit data and 1 stop bit. This always will be same in our entire calculation, but the baud rate may vary. Okay, right? So here the question is, the first we need to receive the bytes and then that should be placed in port P1. Okay, so first P mode is loaded with 20H, that is for timer 1 and mode 2, and to get that 4800 baud rate, -6 is loaded to TH1, or instead of -6 what we can load? We can load here 4800. Anyway we have not calculated here, but in the same procedure we can calculate that. Okay, next SCON is loaded with 50H, then we are starting the timer by setting the bit TR1. See, we can see here we are monitoring the receive interrupt flag, whether the just to check that whether the entire bits or the complete character is received or not. Once the character is received, the 8051 will raise this flag and then that will come out of the loop. When this one is raised, the SBUF will be having the data which is received, and then that is placed in port P1, and then we are clearing the RI to make sure that it is ready to receive the next byte, and then we can repeat this loop if we are receiving some more characters. Okay, so that is these three examples. The examples are about the assembly level language programming, but this can be done using C language also, right? So the same example we'll consider, that is write a C program for 8051 to transfer the letter C serially at the 4800 baud rate, right? So now here one extra, you all know about the C programming and the header files. So usually in the C, usually we are using the header stdio.h, so that represents standard IO device. So same thing here, to make use of 8051 register, we need to use this register file. For example, we are making use of SCON register, SBUF register, TR and TH. So for that we need to use this header file which is provided by the manufacturer. Okay. So next the first steps are same. First we need to load the T mode value, that is with 20. So 0 cross 20, it is a hexadecimal value. Okay, that is very important here. Next TH1 is loaded with the baud rate. Here you cannot use the minus values, always you have to use this value only. Next SCON is loaded with 50, and then timer is starting by setting the TR1 is equal to 1. Next we have to transmit the character C, and that we are placing into SBUF, and then we are monitoring the TI flag. So this instruction this is the while loop, and you all know about the functions of while loop, and this will be repeated until TI is become 1. Once if this condition is failed, then this will come out of the loop, and again we will be making TI is equal to 0 to make sure that it is ready to transmit the next character. Okay. So now in this example we have seen only one letter, one character. In this example we'll see the string, that is yes. Okay, so same as the assembly level language programming, here we need to transmit 3 characters, so we are making use of the function. Okay, so that is here we are calling the function serial transmission. Okay, so these steps are same, that is loading the T mode, loading the TH value, SCON register and setting the timer. And next here, character by character we are sending. So first we are calling the serial transmission function to transmit the character Y. Once this function is called, the same thing, that character should be placed in the S box. We need to monitor the TI flag. Once it is 1, then again we need to make it 0 to transmit the next character. Again, so here we are calling again function, serial transmission function, to transmit E and similarly to transmit yes. Okay, I hope this is clear. So for more example, please go through the Must Be textbook or the notes which is provided. Thank you.